Skyblock is one of the worst decisions of Hypixel, and as sad as it is, it's not the first and it's not going to be the last. Before starting my rant about how Skyblock is a bad game mode, and why its activity won't last that long, and why Hypixel made a mistake by adding it, I would like to talk about some other mistakes Hypixel has made. For the record, this is not a hate video on Hypixel. Hypixel is my favorite server in Minecraft, and Minecraft is my favorite game. All I want is them to care more about the community. To start, I would like to talk about... I will mostly talk about Skywars, because that is my main game mode, and I don't have enough information on the other games to talk about them in depth. Skywars gets an update every few months. Sometimes it's a big one, sometimes it's a few maps, sometimes it's a few kids. I can say with almost complete certainty that every time there are new maps in Skywars, the majority of the new ones suck, and it takes them a long time to remove the bad ones that everyone hates. In fact, they sometimes even add the ones that everyone hates back after they've been removed for some reason. Sometimes they just remove good maps for no reason. Sometimes they remove maps with a bunch of bad spots entirely, because fixing the problem would be too much work, I guess. Like Aquarius. The only problem I remember with that map was the stupid water flowing down from the holes. Other than that, the map was actually really good. It was really fun playing on it. The only problem was the people hiding and camping under the map in the water. They could just fix it by preventing the water from flowing down, but instead they just removed the entire map. You might think that's because they are too much of a perfectionist, but that's obviously not the case because soon after that they added this map. Even in the first day of its release, even in the first page of its release on the forums, people were always complaining about the same thing. They're complaining about the same thing they have been complaining about every single big Skywars map of all time. Yet, what does Hypixel do with all this criticism? They remove that map and add this map, which is just as big. No matter what you do in life, your goal should be always learning from your mistakes and trying to improve yourself from them. Especially so if you're a creator, a content creator, a map creator, it doesn't matter. Your goal in everything should be becoming a better version of what you used to be. Another thing I would like to mention is this map. When this map was added, there was a bridge to mid on one of the starting islands. I'm not kidding. One lucky person in the game could go to mid without bridging. That was there for an entire week. I reported it, and it got removed eventually, but still. My theory is that one of the build team members wanted to test the map to see how many blocks it would take to go to the mid, and then just forgot to remove those blocks. It's not even accurate, by the way. You can just place 3 blocks and jump into the mid. You can say this kind of stuff is minor and it doesn't really matter that much, and you're right, it really doesn't matter that much, but it just shows how much care and polish goes on the community in this server. I mean, the build team didn't even bother to check the map one more time before releasing it. Next thing I want to talk about is... First thing you gotta know about Skywars kits is that they all suck. There's only around 5 actually good kits, and almost all of the new ones they add are just there so Technoblade can make a video where he wins using the garbage kit.
Person! PvP! PvP! We did it.
The only recently added kit that was good was the Landlord kit. That is the kind of kits we need to see in the game. It's a kit that promotes different playstyles without explicitly being better than the other kits. That is the definition of a perfect kit. But they are so rare. Most of the kits are just completely garbage. You might as well just play with the default kit. I'm almost certain Blitz players would also agree with me on this case, and the Bed Wars players in the background are probably just laughing at us. But still, Skywars is one of the most active games on Hypixel, yet this is the treatment it gets. Speaking about the treatment activity gets... Why is guild experience just straight up easier to get in some game modes? Do they want everyone to play Bed Wars? Why did Skywars and Quakecraft get nerfed even though they weren't even that high to begin with? Why do duels and most of the arcade games give no guild experience? Why did zombies get nerfed? Why did they not make an announcement about the guild experience balancing that took place? Wait, actually, why did you deny it when it clearly happened? Why do some specific game modes randomly stop giving guild experience from time to time? And why does that never happen to Bed Wars? Why a lot of things. The last guild update was one of the biggest updates to come to the server yet. The introduction of guild levels, leaderboards, tag colors, and all that stuff. But why is the experience so horribly unbalanced? Giving every game the same guild experience per second ratio would would not be a good idea because of the fact that some games take longer to start. Some games start instantly, some games are easier to win, some are significantly harder. But if you check the guild experience table, you will see that the balancing has nothing to do with any of the stuff that should determine which game modes get more guild experience. The last thing I want to talk about before starting with Skyblock is I bet this made you think, oh yeah, Hypixel was coming out, because the hype died down long before the game was even released. The main appeal of this game is that it's Minecraft 2, made by people that make Minecraft game modes in Minecraft. Except, wait a minute, I've seen this before. The only good thing about this is the fact that since it's a whole new game, they can work on the combat easily. I gotta say, the combat really does look kinda neat. However, look at this screenshot right here. See? Now people are gonna come and say, but the trailer got 50 million views. I would just like to remind you that most of those views are from ads. Yeah, they made the trailer an ad, so it was shown to people that were not interested in the gameplay at all. They have seen the trailer in the same way you've seen the Lord's Mobile ads on YouTube. You can also see how many people are actually interested in that game by looking at likes to views ratio. For example, here's a video from PewDiePie. It has 10 million views, yet it has twice the likes of the Hypixel ad. Also the same amount of dislikes, mind you. Here's a graph showing the searches of Hypixel on Google. That spike you see at the start is the release of the trailer. Ever since the trailer first got released, it's been gradually going down. Now let's see a comparison between Hypixel and Minecraft in terms of Google searches. Yep. The red line is the searches for Minecraft. You might not see it, but the blue line is Hypixel. That little bold line you see at the start, that was the release of the trailer. To think that some people thought this game would kill Minecraft is absolutely hilarious from today's perspective. Now that I'm done with Hypixel's past mistakes, I can now start with Skyblock. Quick explanation on what Skyblock is. It's a badly made RPG that revolves entirely around grinding. The only thing that makes this special is that it's made in Minecraft. If you only play Minecraft, you have no idea how common these kind of games are. That's probably why you think it's a cool game mode. It's a game where you kill monsters, get stuff, make stronger swords and kill stronger monsters, and then repeat the cycle. This is pretty standard RPG game design. However, actually good RPGs escape the mundane formula by giving the monsters unique attack patterns and making the combat interesting, like in Crashlands, a great game. Other RPG games say, nah, what's the point of making the combat interesting in any way if I can just make it so you literally die in 1 hit until you make this mega armor that makes you die in 4 hits. This lazy formula is the main aspect of Skyblock, just such a giant punch in the face to Skyblock originally being all about the complete freedom you have after escaping the limits of the starting island. This game is the exact opposite of that. You have some freedom before you progress a little deeper into the game. You can get stuff by farming, fishing, all that stuff, but sooner or later you realize the only thing you can actually do is mine. And can you just choose to dive straight into the deepest part if you want to? Nope, that would be too much freedom for you. You gotta mine enough from each layer and get enough armor that you can survive deeper into the caves, otherwise you instantly die. This is bad game design that only values the time you put in it, instead of any possible involvement of skill. I just want to say that I find it very funny how the same people who criticize Minecraft PvP for being point and clicking are praising this game where the combat is like this.
Hey, I'm gonna go AFK here and get a glass of water. You guys don't bully me or anything though.
I have been arguing about how 1.8 PvP is actually really good and it takes some skill for a long time now, so can I just take this opportunity and analyze a few seconds of PvP real quick? Thank you. Rod to open says, dodge to the right, strafe to the left so he can hit you, rod again, get crit hits, hit him one more time while strafing to the left, rod again, and hit him. The only actual appeal of this game is watching the numbers on your armor, weapons and tools rise. Which reminds me of another game with a very low skill cap and minimal changes in terms of gameplay as the game progresses, and not so surprisingly, that game also has the main appeal of watching numbers rise. I think I explained everything I had in mind. about how Skyblock is not a great game mode like everyone is making it seem like it is. Now I can start explaining why its activity won't last that long. All the people saying how Skyblock is bringing new players to the server are forgetting two key parts to this equation. One, summer is starting. There's always a rise in players in summer every year. Two, Minecraft has been making a comeback for long before Skyblock was even released. And obviously the biggest Minecraft server of all time is taking its fair share from it. I also want to show this Google Trends statistics of Cookie Clicker. Clicker games do not last that long. They keep losing players because they're just not as entertaining as other games. The reason people enjoy clicker games before getting bored of them eventually is because of the addicting nature of watching numbers rise. Yet the amount of people that have actually played Cookie Clicker for more than 100 hours is really small. The same thing will happen to Skyblock as well. Just give it a few weeks. The player count will go from the thousands it has right now to around hundreds or maybe even less in a matter of weeks. All the way up until this point, you could have still used this argument that was, if you don't like it, just play another game. Well, that's where the problem comes in. Say, you're a Skywars player, you really enjoy playing Skywars, and then you join a Skywars game, and this is how the game plays out. And then you say, alright, let's just play something else. You join another game, and this is how that game plays out. Now, before people say, it isn't Skyblock that's making the other games lag, it's the activity of the server. That is obviously not true, because it's not just lag that's happening in the games. We have been increasingly seeing no lobbies available for this game, for Skywars, especially double Skywars, in the last few weeks. So basically, I hope I managed to explain why I think Skyblock is a mistake, not just a game I personally dislike. It's objectively been ruining the experience of much more players than it has been entertaining. That's all I have to say for this video. Sorry it's been kinda long. If you want to discuss this with me, and maybe tell why some of my arguments in this video were wrong, you can join my Discord server. It's in the description of every single video I have ever made. Just join there and tell me why you think I'm wrong. But please make it something other than
You only don't like Skyblock because you haven't played it, or because you only like PvP.